white.
Like,
Every
I
other
washed
color.
my car, and the back of my car is not covered in soot and oil residue.
Yeah, I was gonna say ours just goes straight on full throttle. Where you're like, hey, guess what? I'm a turbo diesel.
And,
Where? Look at my smoke.
Well,
You can't see me.
and
You know what
Yeah,
that
you're-
means? I could tune the Ranger to roll coal.
the Ranger probably does, and you just don't see it.
Probably.
It probably does a little bit.
Yeah, I was gonna
But-
say because
yeah,
with the full open exhaust like we got, like
It rolls.
full throttle.
Oh, yeah.
It is just.
Oh, yeah.
But like,
even-
I mean, it's still like, guys, it is so hard to resist the urge, that toxic urge to go on ahead and fully tune that thing.
Go to Cobb.com.
Cobb.com.
Cobb.com. Get an access.
Stop
card.
it! It gets good gas mileage.
You
Short
You'll
rim
still
intake,
get
blow off valve
you'll
tune.
still get decent fuel mileage with it.
No, it gives good gas mileage.
You'll still
though.
get good gas mileage
Maybe
with it.
even better.
Plus, it'll be a Cobb. It'll be 50 state legal.
And also the Cobb
And you get
access port.
Launch control.
You're able to do
and
everything.
I don't think you can get launch control with it.
Yes, off the shelf tunes.
Even,
yes.
even automatics. Yes.
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 No lift shit.
Wait a minute, it's an automatic. It's already no lift shift.
Oh
That's
no,
my
he
wallet
wrote a
in my
check.
pocket. I'm wearing slippery shorts.
Oh god, I saw your butt crack.
By the way, guys,
Crack kills.
welcome to Pints and Pistons.
Oh,
the
hey.
only
Hey.
I didn't actually.
I was
use
trying to
it.
offer
automotive
show.
and beer show.
Oops.
My tuner said, "You sure you don't want a burble or a crackle tune?"
No.
I said no. No.
Know how many people ask me
Dan?
if mine is a
No.
Burble and Crackle tune?
Thank you for that.
No problem. It does it on its own.
Exactly. The amount of people are like, "Oh, you got a Crackle tune?" I'm like, "No." Well, why is it popping like that? I'm like,
Because
my-
it does.
It does. My
It just
exhaust.
does that. That's its
Yeah.
thing. It likes to do that.
It goes boom boom pow. Like,
Well, I mean, no, but as far as the whole, dumping smoke, bone stock Gen 3 Coyotes. Absolutely bone stock Gen 3 Coyotes. You hammer on one of those things and does the same thing. For the first split second the throttles open up, the thing shoots just like a diesel.
oh yeah, Serena Scar does.
Well, bone stock Kia's blue smoke the whole way through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's why they're
Same
switching.
thing, right?
Well, that's why they're switching to E EVs.
That is actually so. Our
It's cheaper,
EV.
it's cheaper to build EVs than it is to keep replacing everybody's engine under
That's the
warranty.
thing,
not
EV.
wrong.
You've eliminated both of the major fail points with a Kia. You've eliminated the engine and the transmission. Because all those have is a torque producer.
Only now, though, Kia Hyundai has decided they're going to start doing in-car subscriptions for the shit that's already built into the car.
Yeah. We have the horsepower upgrade.
Well, you will own nothing and you will be happy about it. Apparently.
We currently, at the unnamed, unmarked dealership that we work at, have a hybrid that encountered a saltwater
No.
and invert and incur.
So it's the Kmart version of Freddy's P1.
Yes. Yes. Even opening the doors.
Wish.com version. Don't insult Kmart like that.
True that, actually. Kmart would be more like a.
Okay, maybe
an
that's just
insight.
maybe that's just a Gen X thing because we didn't have Wish.com. We grew up with Kmart
He's
and
not
Zayre.
wrong, too.
and Sears.
But when you opened the doors, there was that much standing water, and it smelled like the ocean.
You still had Big Lots though, right?
Big Lots was Kmart. That was a Kmart thing. That was what
It,
Kmart
it took a
evolved
while
to,
before
was
Big Lots came about. Big Lots came about after you guys came
It used to
along.
be Big K, Big Lots. Or like, yeah, it was like the Kmart plus Big Lots.
No. Big Lots and Kmart were never.
Like 99%
each other.
said they were. I could be wrong. It could be.
I was
some
gonna say I don't
stupid
think
fever
it were
dream.
part of.
Big Lots
the-
has always been its own store.
I'm sad that
Remember?
Kmart died though. I loved Kmart.
I mean, it
thing-
died a horrible death though.
No, what
I
pisses
really
me
used
off
to
is that
do
it took Sears down with it.
Right.
That's fair. That's really fair because Sears was a. If anything, honestly, Sears is like a staple in American history.
The
You
thing
know,
is,
here's why I'm
Just
sad
saying.
about Sears
And
dying.
also automotive history.
Oh
Because
yeah,
of
sorry, I'm
the-
getting way off topic. Yeah,
Because I'm
No,
sad about
not really,
Sears
not
dying
really. We can
because-
bring this back around on topic.
Yeah, I'm sad if Sears died because it took Craftsman with it.
Yep.
Die
Which-
Hard batteries, Craftsman
Say
tools.
whatever you want about Craftsman tools. Craftsman tools, they weren't they weren't Snap-on, but they were cheap and they were well built.
And lifetime
Made in
warranty.
America.
And you could go
Yeah, I was
to
gonna
wherever
say,
you want,
every
be
time-
like, I need
yeah,
a
you know how
new
many
this.
times I broke
Right.
shit doing
Alright.
dumb stuff with it that wasn't intended to do, and they were like Harbor Freight, like, all right, here's another ratchet, man. Like,
Right.
okay.
Sears, you'd walk into Sears with a broken ratchet that you obviously shouldn't have been doing what you were doing.
There's marks on the handle from the frickin' pipe
hammer.
you had on there.
Right.
And they're like, oh, look, that ratchet broke. Well, here's your new one.
Yeah. So,
And for anybody that's going to chime in and try to say, oh, well, they still make Craftsman. They just sell it at Lowe's now. No, they don't.
Lowe's,
They
Ace
sell,
Hardware.
They sell the brand.
Yeah, but it's
Craftsman.
Stanley Tools made in China.
Oh, do
Right.
we-
It's all Chinese
Oh, that's
made.
right, it pops up.
It's not the
Yeah,
same
I
design.
No.
It's been too long.
It looks
I'm sorry.
nothing like original
No.
Craftsman tools.
No, it doesn't.
So
I've got Craftsman tools in my box that were my dad's.
I
Oh, mine
still
are
use
Craftsman.
all of my. I am a professional automotive technician.
A ton of mine are Craftsman.
All of my tools, like all my sockets, my wrenches, everything, they're all Craftsman.
Yeah, all mine are.
You know why?
It was,
Because they're perfectly good tools.
it was the
Yeah.
580 piece mechanics
That's
that
what I
that-
started
yeah.
with.
And it's great.
You
Has
know?
pretty much anything and everything a person would need.
Right.
Besides specialty tools, but
You know,
like
I mean, my problem is I've got way more SAE Imperial measured tools than I have metric tools, but now almost nothing uses SAE Imperial.
Thank God.
Okay, so now I have to go and kind of start building up the whole metric side of my box, and I'm like,
see, I
it's
need
like
both.
no, but I'm like, where do I
Yeah,
go?
I need both too.
I
It's
need
like-
both because with the
For the
86,
for the
no,
cobbled together shit I
no,
have.
with
No,
the
no,
The
86,
uses both.
literally,
and my 89.
one side of the the bolt head will be standard. The nut that goes on the other end
Will be
metric.
metric.
And the
Yeah,
thread,
And I'm not,
and
and that's a
No,
factory.
that was a
factory.
that was a Ford thing.
Yeah.
yeah, and
all
the
time.
thread is metric. It's a
Correct.
metric bolt with an Imperial
Correct.
head.
And I'm not joking. Like
No,
seriously,
my 89 was the
it's-
same way. My
it's-
87 Thunderbird
it's
was the same way.
absolutely
My
crazy.
Explorer and my Ranger were both like that.
Yeah.
And I think my Expedition was too.
Like
as a matter
I'll
of fact.
start on
And
some
my
bolts.
probes.
I'll start on some bolts, and it's like you're going down like the fender bolts, and you're like standard, metric. Okay, and you go.
Like you have to have
why?
a broadened range
Why?
of
Yeah.
tools out for a job that should just require like half that.
What's
Like-
silly about that is the fact that Ford must have had to pay extra to get a metric threaded standard bolt.
Yes.
Well, I feel like that like for some reason it seemed like it started in the mid '80s, and I'm gonna blame Mazda. Like I'm gonna say,
but that's when
I'm gonna
Ford
say
started to
Mazda.
acquire
did it.
Mazda.
Exactly,
and all
and
that.
so I'm blaming Mazda. I'm saying they.
Well, no, it's not just that, because, I mean, even in the 70s, they were bringing things like the Capri and cars like that from Europe to the United States.
Yeah, I think
The Mustang 2,
79, we
a
were
lot of the crap in the Mustang 2 came out of the
Yeah.
Capri.
Oh.
And, but
and
also
then-
the TRX wheels that started in '79. Those were the metric wheels.
You know, then they brought the Mercurs over, the XR4TI and the Scorpio.
You made me do one of those things.
Think?
Yeah, and with the boop,
Did it hurt?
that thing a tiny bit, but
Okay.
I remembered something. So, speaking of Mustang 2s, do you remember the guy in Canada who
Yeah,
had
that had the 2J swap with no,
SR20.
SR20 swap one. Yeah, the
Yes.
75 Blue Mach 1.
yes,
Yep. He was selling it.
yes,
Did it sell?
it's gone. It's been
Okay.
gone, but
Where did it turn up?
still in Canada.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm still up there. But he bought another car that, like, at first he was like, this is a perfect low mileage example of this vehicle, Canadian model as well, and then started happening with him. Just the he must have a repeating thought in his mind that goes SR20, 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 and now the SR20 is successfully mounted in the vehicle and he's doing everything else. But I don't know the colored actual designation, but a teal C4 Corvette.
Drift HQ built an RB25 powered C4.
And he's doing an SR turbo in it, and it's already slammed on its booty stonks and everything. And he's got the motor mounted in right now, and then he's going to get everything else worked up. But now there's going to be the SR20 C4 Corvette.
Huh. It would have been cooler if he did it with the C3. Like a late C3.
And
Yeah,
like,
the
not a
plas-
lot
yeah,
of people do stuff
the
with
pla-
those
the-
too.
I know,
really.
but
plastic's
it's one of
fantastic.
those. But it's one of those. It's the same thing with the Mustang 2, though.
It'd be
you know.
super quirky. Because,
Yeah,
yeah,
but-
like, I saw one on Bring a
Yeah,
Trailer
that's
recently that had, like, an LS7 swap and stuff, and I was like, that's cool, because, like, I feel like not a lot of people do any kind of, and, you know, I'm not saying an LS is weird, but, like, even any kind of, like, swaps or anything
Yeah.
with C3s. It's either,
Another small block or maybe a big block.
yeah, you know, and I'm liking that's coming up, and honestly, yeah, a 2J C3 would be gnarly.
I love the C3.
I like
Those
the
are-
I like
those
the
are-
I like the early C3s.
Especially the early
I like the
ones,
chrome
yeah.
bumper C3s. The plastic Fantastic ones,
I even like the plastic Fantastic ones. I love the shape of the C3s. I've always loved those cars.
The early C3s was like the second car I ever drove sick on, actually. When you had to, I found out you had to put it in reverse to take the key out of the ignition, and that really weirded me out. I was like, why won't the key come out? And they said, put it in reverse, and you put the car with the little collar in reverse, and the key comes out of the ignition. It was
I
weird.
love that the C3 was the car they used in that meme that was going around.
Hello!
Hi.
Hello, citizen.
That meme that was going around where guy pulls up in a Honda next to a C3 and goes, "Dude, do you even make like 250 horsepower? I could gap you so bad." And the guy rolls the window down and goes, "Bro, a mom in a minivan could gap me. I literally do not care." Burnout noises. It's not about being fast. It's about looking cool.
Like Mike's Fox Body.
thank you for getting that out of the way first.
Thank you,
no.
Mike, for considering what I might like.
Embrace the opaque. Hazy Jane, New England style.
Also, by the way, it's
Wait,
7.2.
did you say, with that kind of name, I expect this to be...
It's also 7.2.
That's it.
Listen, guys, we haven't done an IPA in so long.
And I didn't
There's
do
a
it.
reason for that.
And I didn't do
I
it.
understand, but I was.
Oh God! Ugh.
Torture my brothers.
I opened mine. I smell his pouring from here.
Just come in
Oh,
with a positive
it's a
attitude.
hazy too.
It's,
You know what? See, we're gonna be the positive bros. We're gonna be the
You know what?
positive bros.
Having no sense of smell is like a superpower right now.
Oh my Atlanta. Woo! It has a smell. Brian was not lying. That shit smells strong.
Mike, you owe me for this, you little shit.
I can't smell anything.
Woo! It's like skunky hops.
Does it smell like a G13?
No, like a hemperor, to be honest.
Yo, that does smell like Hemperor.
But look, like it is the opaqueness, like it says. It's pretty freaking hazy, which usually I found.
I like the hazy.
Hazy makes the IPA go better.
It makes
Which
it more juicy.
I know that sounds
no,
like
no,
nonsense,
no.
but
A lot of the IPAs that I've actually really enjoyed have
Hazies.
been hazies.
I feel like I've somehow disrespected my Gen X themed beer glass here.
you have.
I know this is not
You
sitting.
have.
This is not sitting well with
You
me.
definitely have.
Yeah, this is big disrespect here.
But I mean, like,
It was also 60% off. It was on.
You get what you pay for. There's a reason for that.
No, like they're on sale
When
all
there's-
month for.
he said, guys, I got a brand new 2016 Dodge Dart.
When
Cheers, gentlemen.
when something seems too good to be true, it usually is.
Half the houses I've freaking looked at, man.
I like it.
I don't hate
is,
it.
There is no way that you come from my loins.
It might be the grape gum that I was just chewing, but
No, that's
No,
It's not the worst.
no, it's juicy. It's hazy.
At least
it
it's
has-
not, at least it's not a dry finish. I will give it that.
No,
it's not dry and it's not
Blowing your head
it's
off.
not blowing your head off with hops.
There's a bite for me, at least. I don't know. But
Yeah,
there's
no.
a bite of that.
Yeah.
Like it's like it. Sorry, I was about to go really dark. No. Anyway, it's like it almost kind of gets to that point where it's too much, but then tapers off into the juice. I dig it though.
I like it.
I dig every IPA though.
We know.
Well, since you like it, for $6.58 at ABC right now, they are on sale,
I'm gonna get some.
and you can
tomorrow.
buy a full case if you want.
It's
I'm
just
going-
bitter, that's all.
The second drink was not better.
I'm gonna get some
It's
tomorrow.
bitter. It's a bitter
Because
beer.
even Ryan up here at ABC, he's like, if you want to do a case, if you want to do it in bulk, he's like, just give us a call. We'll put it off to the
Oh.
side and that. And he's like, a case would be 4 of those.
So
And
can I put you on the spot live, and if not, you can say no,
Me?
and we'll move on. Yeah, you. What's the deal with this Mustang and Ormond Beach?
all right. So yeah, we
This
didn't
has the potential for a little bit of well, it would have to come back on a trailer, so roadkill fun's kind of out of the question. But there's potential vice grip garage fun to be had
I was
here.
gonna say, there's enough of us we could follow somebody and bring some wheels.
Yeah,
with us
no,
if
that
need be.
that ain't.
You don't know our capabilities, friend.
I know mine, and I don't want to do that 3 hours away.
You don't have to drive.
That's true.
What if we? Can I throw a suggestion down?
Content.
I might
Because
I
we're
might,
talking
I might
about-
already be picking up what you're about
You're
to throw
about
down
to pick
here.
up what I'm putting down.
I'm already,
We've never attempted a roadkill escapade.
I'm really good at
And-
editing.
I know that this car is not great in that sense. Like, I'm guessing it's sat for a long time.
The
Maybe.
last time it was actually started was 2014.
Okay.
Oh, that's not that bad.
But
Where-
it's all there.
Where
but,
has it been stored? Inside?
The last 2 years it's been inside, but besides that, it was sitting out in my aunt's driveway in Ocala. But
Still,
it's
though.
also a New York car.
Here's
My aunt, so it's an '86 Mustang LX that my aunt bought brand new in early '86. Both my cousins came home from the hospital in it, and it has been her car. Well, she was going to give it to me originally a couple years ago, and then, but she didn't realize that my cousin Anthony wanted it, and that. So Anthony got it. Of course, it's
yeah.
his car. He freaking came home from the hospital in it and all that. So, but he got it, but then he ended up having a kid, and he's doing a whole bunch of stuff. He wasn't able to keep it out in the driveway because he lives in like an HOA area, so they flapped on a thing on the windshield saying he got
Yeah,
it in
there's
the garage.
there's remnants of the Karen sticker
So,
on the
so
windshield.
it's in his garage and all that, but it's one of those, he's really big into fishing and all that, so he's trying to get a boat, but the boat would have to go in the garage because of everything and all
Or you
that.
can
Because
do
of
like
the Karens.
Yeah, but it's one of those, it's like, he offered it to me and that, and
This is
I was going back and forth
real
with Sabrina,
vice grip car.
and she did not want it to come here and that, and I think I did a really good job explaining it.
You did, but
Of the
at
capabilities
first you were
of it.
trying to convince me that this was a good idea, and I'm not the one that needs to be convinced.
I just
'cause
like having somebody else, like, so I know
Hey,
I'm not crazy. I
not
need
not
to
for
convince
nothing.
somebody else.
Mike, free car. Yes, it doesn't
Look,
matter what the car is.
I'm not saying you're not crazy. I will never say that. I will never accuse you of anything
But-
like that.
Is one of
But-
those. The car is. It's never been parked. The
But
car's never been a part.
You got to tell them about the part.
Oh, well,
The part.
The one thing that I have always wanted from this car is the fact that it has the dealer option louvers on the back of it.
So
The
Not the plastic
louvers.
ones.
is it a
The
5.0
aluminum
LX?
ones.
Yeah.
Huh?
Is it a 5.0 LX?
No, it's a 4-cylinder LX. So it's a 2.3 single barrel carburetor.
that means that thing will definitely fire up and run.
And it's carbureted, not
Injected.
injected.
Even
so it's
better.
it's a single barrel Weber carburetor on there. But this is also the only 4-cylinder one. Like my first car was one
I
that
remember.
actually has the factory intake with the full snorkel going to the fender.
Here's
What color is
It is.
Here's my
black,
suggestion.
well,
Here's what we do.
black,
It's
but
rust.
Here's my suggestion.
I think I'm already picking up what you're
Hear
about to
me
put down.
out. Tell me what you think. We attempt roadkill shenanigans
it? Correct.
in the sense that
We
we
have
go
a
out
backup
there
car with a trailer, or backup truck.
and
rather.
try to get it running and driving and drive it back.
Yeah.
I don't know if
We-
like seriously, it's the tires have been on there probably since.
You have a full set of perfectly good tires to put on it to drive it back.
where?
On
Sitting
your
in your
86.
car.
Sitting in your driveway.
Take the wheels off and we'll take them with us.
We will. Like.
We
have
put that
to-
one on jack stands just to have some roadkill shenanigans to drive it back.
What's the lug pattern? Is it?
It's
is
the
it
same.
4 by 1? What was it? 4x113 or 4x100?
No, it's the same
Or
as
is
the
it-
Skyline. 14.5, I think. 4x14.5 or something like that.
I'm saying.
I mean,
I'm
yeah.
down with Chris. Like, we come help. Even we'll take them off.
Well, basically, it would be a
Right.
roadkill adventure because we would have a support vehicle.
I know,
And
but,
that's what I'm
but
saying,
It,
we
but it's
take-
my thing of
We take the Danger Ranger as the
Yeah.
support vehicle with a trailer so that if on the off chance it decides I'm going to shoot a rod out through the bottom of the block, we have a way to get it back.
and
the
we
rest
load
of
it
the
up on trailer and ride back in the air-conditioned, nice new Ford Ranger.
Right.
And it's the 4 of us. Ample room, ample everything.
But
I
we
think it's a
have the
perfect
opportunity for absolute
content.
roadkill shenanigans content.
But that means
I'm
you
good
actually
at
gotta
editing.
go.
You schedule things in advance, I can go.
May
That's the
25th.
thing.
May 25th. My cousin already didn't schedule any tattoo appointments and all that, and he might end up working out something with tattoos because he does super hyper realism that is fucking crazy.
And the 26th, I go to my baseball game.
But
Can you make burn skin look like regular skin?
maybe. But so the rest of the story on the car. So
Low miles or unknown miles?
no, it's gonna be high. So
High.
it was their daily driver, and then my
So
uncle
she drove
used it to go from Long Island to the train station to go to the city
It-
and all that.
And
but
is there rust node or
yes,
no?
there
it's
is rust.
It's
Not
it's been installed.
underneath isn't as bad as what I expected of a northern car that did get driven in the winter and all that stuff. It actually isn't too bad. The floor pan on the driver's side is almost rusted through, but it's right
that's what
where
carpet's for.
but it's
Shit's
right
passable, too.
where your feet sit. So you got to think going in and out of the snow and salt and all that. It's right where your feet would sit like that.
Is it wiggly or
No,
auto driving?
it's a three speed, so it's a C5 in it.
So we bring.
Oh, it's
we,
not even
we,
A4LD.
We
No,
bring.
oh, no,
Yeah,
oh.
we bring fluids with us,
Yeah.
and then
There's four
But
wheels
it's
and
one of
tires right
those
out
I
there.
don't like.
tools,
Right.
There's 4 wheels and tires right out there.
those tires and wheels, maybe some brake clean and stuff like that. If we have to reignite the accelerator diaphragm in the carburetor, some basic tools, gas, battery.
Trans
Well, if
fluid.
anything, I'll grab the
Well, yeah,
battery out
fluids
of
like
the 86.
oil, coolant, trans fluid, all of that, and then give us honestly less than an hour, unless it's an electrical problem.
The only
We'll
part,
have it running.
the only thing that I would really have pause about trying to drive it would be the timing belt.
Because it's an actual belt. It's not a chain. It's a belt.
Eh,
Are they interference engines?
No,
no, I wouldn't worry about it
What does
then.
it matter?
Backup vehicle, I wouldn't worry about
like
that.
I said, especially sport vehicle with a trailer.
Honestly, not even for the content, but for the fun that it actually would be.
Yeah, but
if we made
top
it fun.
speed maybe 45
Hey,
miles per hour.
if we made it 10 feet, dude, that would still be fun.
Right.
And-
If we made it out of the land of Karens, it would be worth it.
Agreed, 100%. Because either way, we're going up there with a trailer and a truck with the mindset we'll have to tow it back, and then we drive it as far as it will go, and then tow it back the rest of the way.
Goddamn y'all.
A little work behind it, but
If we leave here at
between the
if
four
we
of us,
leave
like I
here-
said,
if-
an
if-
hour to get the thing running and ready to go between the four of us.
Well,
if we can leave here at 7,
Well, the nearest place that would have that trailer on that Saturday opens at 8. It's the Ace in Hernando. So unless I
Well,
do
the way
a
to do
2-day,
that,
You get
we
it
find
Friday
it
and return
out
it Monday.
there. So we drive out there, rent the trailer, drive back with the trailer. That way we don't have to tow the trailer out there and back.
Yeah, you can reserve a trailer actually, like up to 2 days before.
I was gonna say Chris is really good with the U-Haul app.
And I have plenty of experience with the U-Haul app. U-Haul, if you by chance watch this channel,
No,
or
no,
ever-
because then we'll never be able to
or-
rent some from
or-
U-Haul.
they don't know my name.
Or,
Fuck you, U-Haul.
or
or just
if
fuck you,
if
Hall.
we're bringing
Fuck you,
appropriate tools and we're willing to disconnect the rear drive shaft, if we're bringing those tires and wheels with us, I have a car dolly for free to use.
Yeah, like I said, just
There
that
is
would be
that.
that would be the big thing. Just unhook the drive shaft, and that way you wouldn't smoke. I mean,
Zach's,
3-speed C5 is not a great loss to the planet, but
Zach's neighbors just got a car dolly, and if they want money, I'll pay out of pocket and I'll get it. And all we have to do is literally disconnect the rear drive shaft and zip tie it up or something. I've done it many times with 240 SXs, borrowing my mom's truck with U-Haul car dollies.
So, but yeah, the cars, the outside is in rough. I got videos that I can show you guys, but it's all complete. It's never been apart. The interior is all original. It's still got the original tape deck and all that, which is the headliner's falling. But besides that, like everything is there.
I can
on
already
the car.
see myself saying it. She's a runner.
But-
She's gonna drive today.
So I told him, because once he messaged me about it, and I told him I'd get back to him. Me and Sabrina were going back and forth about it. And he does have a big sentimental thing with it, and I understand that. And so I told him what me and Sabrina came up with was it's not going to be a forever car. I got a forever car, but I would love to get it running, be able to bomb up and down the road with it, get it, to where it's good enough, then pass along to somebody or who wants to do whatever they want with it. And so I told him that. I'm like, listen, love to be, the person that fixes it up and sends it on to its full, forever second home and all that. He's like, no. He's like, that's why I wanted you to have it first. He's like, I'd rather it go from me to someone in the family who's then going to send it off. I think he just didn't want to send it off him.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
and that.
if it's
And I understand that, so. But it's one of those, like, I wouldn't want to, we got to go off of the amount of actual structural rust that's going to be on it.
Yeah.
That's easy
And
for
that-
us to find. We'll,
And
we
and,
might-
the, and the
we'll
other
bring
thing
all that
about
shit
and the
with us,
thing
too, like Jackson and
those
everything.
cars, just like S chassis and just like R chassis, it's not the rust you can see.
It's a rust you can't
It's
see.
the rust you can't see. But yeah, there's serious potential for some roadkill and or vice grip fun with this thing.
Agreed. And I think we should all engage and do it. And I'll take video footage and I'll edit it together and I'll make us a banging video.
We got a camera there.
We got a really good camera there, actually.
That thing takes 4K video.
I was
so.
going to say.
Chris will be the camera.
No, you be the cameraman. I'm just supplying the,
The
camera.
camera.
Fair enough.
I have the camera. I am not a cameraman.
Going to say if we could fit comfortably five people, say screw it. Well, Mike, what are you doing? Come on, be our cameraman. Sit in the bed of the truck, videotape the whole time. But yeah, so I'm super excited because if anything,
I am
if there's
too for
there's
you.
anything that I get off the car, I want those louvers because those aren't any of those aftermarket J.C. Whitney plastic ones over the years and all that. And I believe
No,
there's
those-
7 slots where a lot of them were either 8 to 10 slots. So you can actually see out these ones, but they are all
These are
aluminum.
right out of the Ford accessories catalog.
Yeah, that were put on by the dealer, and they've never been off the card. They were put on at the dealership. Like,
That's awesome.
like, I want those bad. I want those bad. So he's like, they look like the paint's bad. I'm like, it's aluminum. You spray can them again. Like, these things are what you want. Like, if you're gonna put louvers on, you want these ones.
Yeah, you
right. They're not like the ones that also
Yeah, you
have like
Scotch
the
Brite
3
those
different
things,
types.
grease
like,
and wax remover, and you spray them again.
oh, yeah. I'm excited. It's.
If
I
you
don't
really
know.
wanted to get gnarly with them, you could vapor hone them or vapor blast them, and then send them over and have them powder coated.
I was about to say, hit them with some sandblaster and powder
Powder
coat
coat,
them,
yeah.
make them look real nice.
But yeah, so it'll be a fun little project, and it's not like how like the Cobra was, which I'm still sad about. But it's one of those that was we were gonna need to dump a couple thousand into because we needed to pull basically the whole front of that thing apart. This is like I told her, I'm not dumping a bunch of
No,
money
I told
into
you.
it.
I told you the engine solution on the Cobra was find a Mark 8 sitting in somebody's yard for $500.
Yeah, no, but they're no longer $500.
Okay,
Right.
$700.
They're no longer $700.
You're missing a zero now.
Yeah, they're
That's the problem.
The cheapest ones that I've been able to find are about that are running, not like how that one was, are $2,500 to $3,000. But so this thing, it's gonna be just the regular tune-up, spark plugs, rebuild the carburetor, hoses, and I fucking love that. Hoses, stuff like that.
What?
And then
Exactly.
just go from there, type deal.
I'm sorry,
I'm
what?
not dumping-
This is the random shit I get. This is the random shit I get in
I was gonna
messages.
say I just saw that. It's like a Mustang 2 and a Pinto roundabout net.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
Pinto.
it's-
It's a Pinto wagon with a Mustang 2 front end.
That's cool.
I love it.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah, so it's gonna
No,
be fun.
I think that I think we all should all join in together on that weekend.
And the
Saturday,
good thing is
and go up and
a
do
lot
it.
of
And
the
go do
parts,
roadkill shenanigans.
a lot of the
Yes.
parts that would need to be replaced on that are cheap. Like that's the good thing about
And
the Fox
readily
bodies. I mean,
available,
yeah,
too.
it's especially with the 4-cylinder stuff. That engine has gone from 1970 all the way up till what, 2011 when the Ranger died?
And used
Yeah.
in multiple
Well,
applications.
I don't,
Oh,
I don't,
speaking
I don't
of
think the last
that.
version. I don't think that was called the Lima. I think it evolved into something else.
Yeah, but
You-
still, it's, I mean,
We had, if you didn't see too, well, you probably didn't, but we had an 11 Ranger coming today.
I saw that.
You know how many miles it had on it?
Uh-uh.
4-cylinder,
mhm.
11 Ranger.
So, but it had the 8 plug then, right?
Yep. Well, I don't know. Actually, no, it was an 11. No, it was a 2.3. Like, so
Yeah,
the new 2.3s are like they use the fucking
Yeah, those
the
were
MZR
yeah,
2.3, the Mazda 2.3.
Yeah, those were
Or
those were
2.5
coil
or-
unplugged,
yeah.
crank
Oh, yeah.
trigger, blah 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 blah.
Anyway, 11 Ranger came in to work for an oil change, extended cab, long bed, 11,000 miles.
Dang.
Wow.
That was that gray one that it was mint.
See, that's not
Neat.
impressive to me though, because I know for a fact that Ranger will put 500,000 miles on the clock before it dies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the great thing about those.
Only had
well, I mean,
11,000 miles on it.
like
It
the
was
great thing about the
2011.
2.3s and that when I sold my first car, it had 328,000 miles on it.
Right.
I overheated the shit out of that thing one time at Silver Springs. Let it cool down, added water back in, we're good. Cast iron head, cast iron block. You ain't hurting anything on that.
You know, it's
Right.
it's so funny
Anything.
because
You're not hurting a single thing with that.
all these people are like yelling at me on the Mazda Speed like pages and forums, like, why would you do big turbo at that high? You have 160,000 miles. You're gonna blow your car up. And like, I take care of my car. I do the maintenance my engine needs.
I
I
was
may
gonna
not
say,
take care of the
I was
outside,
gonna say not the outside.
but the things that it needs, I do. And
Gonna say, I
car's got good compression. The tuner's reliable. Everything's good.
I
So
need
like,
to do an oil change on Sabrina's car. We're 2000.
That's fine.
It's just a fact of that it's 9.5 quarts and an oil change even doing it yourself costs like $125 fucking dollars.
Right.
Like coyote life.
Yeah, I don't have a drain pad big enough for that one.
No.
well, I was like, what was that car we had? The Camaro. It was like a 21, I think. Camaro, 1LE, LS, everything. 11 quarts of oil.
Mhm.
The 6.2 LQ or whatever. L fucking V8 motor.
Yep.
11 quarts of oil.
Kia's still over here like, no, 4 quarts is enough for an engine.
3.8, baby. Like, my car takes
So
6.
I actually want to talk about that because I have real world experience with this just in the last week with my coworker. So
Kia's burn oil.
she comes to me and is like, Mike, on my way to work, and she's the one that lives just like 5 blocks that way. So if you're watching Carrie, sorry. She comes to me and she's got a Spectra or a 4-door thing.
Yeah, Spectra.
It's got like
older?
maybe 10, 11. Or
It's not a
8,
Spectra then.
Or
No.
Forte,
They-
maybe
Forte
Forte,
then.
yeah,
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 big
the
Forte.
the 4-door one,
Yeah.
and
maybe a
because they made a
Forte.
2-door sporty type.
Do
That's
you,
a
yeah,
Forte.
yeah, yeah,
Do you know what it looks like outside? Does it have angular
yeah,
headlights?
yeah.
Forte.
Forte.
Anyway, so it's got 260,000 miles on it and all that.
As they do.
That
That
but
era
she's like,
Forte was decent.
she's like, Mike, on my way to work, my oil light was just flashing at me. And I'm like, oh God, Carrie. I'm like, you got no oil pressure. I'm like, you got nothing. She's like,
Might need an oil pressure
no.
sender.
She's like, I don't
It
know.
needs
I'm like,
oil.
I'm like,
They
okay.
go
I'm
bad.
like, let me.
It
Like-
needs oil.
Here,
Quoted
let me
one out today.
let me go.
Like-
let me go look at it. I'm like, hold on. I'm like, breakfast is going on. I'm like, I'll come grab the keys from it. Car's in the work. Okay. I'm like, hold on. They're all up there. Bring a rag, all that stuff. I'm like, okay, let me look. Pull the dipstick out. She's like, see, like it's got the oil. I'm like,
Where?
He said,
No.
he said what oil? It's, honey,
it's burnt.
it's dry.
Like that. That's
it's
like
dry.
that's the burnt. I
The
literally
dipstick's
take my
brown
fingers
and
and then
stained.
yeah, and that's the thing. Entire thing. I'm like, Carrie, you got, like, there's not a single fucking
Is
drop
that
in
why
here.
it sounded clickety today?
And I open up the filler cap, and I'm looking down, and I'm just and I'm like, there isn't even like residue on like the cap. I'm like,
It's bone dry
this is
inside.
bone dry, and I'm like, when was the last time you did an oil change? She's like 2 years ago, and she's like, but I do have that oil leak, and I'm like, yeah, have you added oil? No.
Mike, we get people, no word of a lie, that come in. The car drives
Customer
through the shop.
states.
No. They drive it through the shop going, oil change. That's all it's there for.
Don't try to sell me nothing. You
So-
guys at the dealership
so-
are always trying to rip people off.
So she DoorDashes 3 quarts of oil because that's all that Dollar General down the road had, and she's like, well, after work I'll just
You can
I gotta
DoorDash
go.
oil?
Yeah. She's
That's
like,
good to
I
know.
I know. She's like, well, I gotta go to Walmart after work. Like, I'll just. I'm like, no. The only way you're going to Walmart after work is if you take your mom's SUV next to you, and you're going. I'm like, because I'm gonna go tell her right now. Don't let because her mom works for us too. I'm like, I'm gonna go
got
tell
no
your mom.
friggin' oil,
No,
man.
don't let her go drive. And so she gets that, and so I put the 3 quarts in. I'm at least it's reading like halfway on like like it's still it's
Better than
4.1
So
is
3
what it,
quarts.
4.1 is
So it had half a quart in it.
yeah
At least.
yeah
Yeah.
and so she drives it next to it. She's like, Mike, it is so smooth. It's not making sound. I'm like, did you put that other quart in there? No.
No.
Now it's been a week. I'm like, did you put that other? She's like, my car is running so great. Have you put that other quart in yet? No. Like,
Hey, we got one today.
I ended up telling her dad too, because her dad works for is one of our maintenance electricians, and I'm like, Steve, I just had to save your damn daughter. She's like, what does she do? And I told her, she's like, oh, he's like, I hate Kias, but I gotta say, that engine puts up with a lot.
Well, that's
it's
the
still
correct.
going.
That's
It's
honestly
still going.
that's the correct era.
It does
Yeah.
not.
Though, to be
like
honest.
in the parking lot,
Yeah.
that thing. There's no knock. There's nothing. There's no clickety clack. Nothing. Like
The
I'm like,
older ones?
You see your
Jesus
Paul,
Christ.
Paul's fucking Sonata.
Oh
with the
god, that
270
thing
knocks
fit
like
through
a
hell and back.
mother effer, and he drives it everywhere, knocking. But no,
You gotta remember, I lifted the head gasket
oh yeah, you did
on
a
my
Spectre
Spectra.
5. Yeah, you beat the
and
poop
then
out of that car.
put another radiator in it and drove it another 40,000 miles.
So
When I say I lifted the head gasket, I was at Home Depot in Crystal River in Mexico in third gear wide open.
You were in a Spectra. You weren't in Mexico. You were in New Mexico.
Right, I was in New Mexico.
he still wasn't doing the speed limit no matter what
But-
it was.
I am in
The
third
speed
gear.
limit was optimistic.
Third gear
No,
wide
wrong car.
open. Talk shit all you want, but that little car was a ripper.
That Spectra did what it needed to do.
It did
though.
what it needed
Oh,
to
why do
do.
I keep doing that to
And
myself?
it looked good, actually.
Third gear,
Well, we got
wide
you over
open,
here, so
right?
you don't have
I'm
to
going
touch it.
past Home Depot, and I'm wide open, and at about 4,500 RPMs, I hear me, and I went, that sounded weird.
That was funny.
And the next day when I got to work, I smelled coolant, so I opened the hood, and the whole top of my radiator, because the tank was on the top, there's a crack all the way across it. I'm like,
Little
Let's
excess
see,
cool. Little
two.
excess cool.
2, I've got 4. I lifted the head last
You
night.
added a little excess coolant pressure.
Yeah. So I put a new radiator in it, and I went out and did more wide open throttle stuff, and it was fine.
Hey, you know what's awesome? We have one right now that came in with a handwritten note.
Oh god.
Take 5 told me my car would be under warranty. My engine's knocking. Guess
Who's
what?
there?
Guess what their
No
car
warranty.
isn't.
Under warranty.
Or a Kia. It's not even a Kia.
No, it is a Kia,
Okay.
but not under warranty. But
Sorry,
solely,
you're
solely
1990.
convinced. Well, Take 5 told me it was under warranty. Why aren't you doing it? Well, when you go 15,000 to 20 between oil changes,
You kind of void said warranty.
I took it to Take 5 though.
No, my favorite right now is what's happening with the V6s.
Oh,
Because up until now, I have
the,
said
the righty loosey.
at least Our V6s don't have problems.
The righty loose
I was
face.
wrong.
On your way out, grab the other beer
Is it in this?
I was
fridge?
wrong.
outside.
Oh, those are the ones where the holes are that deep, but the threads are only about that
Yeah.
much.
We put a head bolt in it that's this long, and there's a hole drilled in the block that's this deep,
And there's like an
and
inch
the
of,
bottom of it right here is
there's
all
like
that's threaded.
there's like an inch of threads at the bottom of an
Yes.
aluminum block.
And it's ripping the aluminum right out of them.
I can't think of a single thing that could go wrong.
What engineer thought that one up?
Probably the next BMW guy.
Jesus Christ.
The people that engineered our engines from 2009 to 2015, the company they hired to like do our research and development was a German engineering foundation. Makes sense.
Oh, I just had something, but I can't say it live, so.
I want to
Remind me
talk
afterwards.
about. I want to
Follow
talk
up.
about something sort of Kia related, but not Kia related because it's kind of a broad and general automotive sector topic. EVs. I know we've
Oh,
touched on these
God.
quite a few times.
Any tips on unsticking a rusty engine?
Oh yeah, because
Yes.
Mike just picked up a 390 FV.
FE motor.
I think.
I got a couple for you. First off, deep creep down each of the spark plug holes. Let it soak overnight and try to work it back and forth. If that doesn't work,
No, he's got the heads and all that shit off.
oh, deep creep. Just deep creep all the rings.
Yeah.
And use a wooden handle off of a hammer and another hammer and try to bang them loose.
Around the edges, around the perimeter of the piston,
Yep.
not through the center.
And then ATF too.
ATF and
Marvel Mystery Oil.
what is it? ATF, not benzene. What is the other? Turpentine.
Yeah.
ATF and turpentine mixed together, 50-50.
Yeah, that'll creep into some
Yeah,
shit.
because I mean, hell, and the great thing is you can use a shit ton of ATF, and I mean,
Ooh.
it'll clean.
Who
also.
got this? Was it you, Brian?
Yes.
I love a little frog in the manatee on it.
No offense.
Oh no, it's fine. Hey, you drink more of it than Brian did, and you actually kind of liked it, so.
I'm ready to move on to the next one.
No, that's fine.
There's absolutely no reading on this one.
Hold on, Brian. You're welcome. I'm doing a switch.
Thank you.
So hopefully now you just get cheap beer flavor.
Look, this greater than that.
I did really did. I did like that.
I did too.
So
It wasn't
anyway,
bad.
so
Right,
I
yeah.
found this at Publix, and this is from 1300 Mile Brewing. Is Florida Brewing, and the name comes from the 1300 miles of coastline that we have.
That's what I just thought.
And this is their blueberry wheat ale.
Mine's dented. Do I get a
So's mine.
discount? Is it wheat? Ooh,
Did you say blueberry
Not
wheat?
getting
Oh, that's going to
Blueberry
be.
wheat ales are
So this
my
is going
favorite.
to be up there with contenders with You're My Boy Blue, and then Sea Dogs.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
the one that still is my favorite is Sea Dogs.
No, see,
Yeah,
You're My
see-
Boy Blue is our favorite. Like Sabrina likes both of them, but You're My Boy Blue is
Dude,
Sabrina's
that-
go-to. If
But also,
they-
Sea Dog's on tap at Pine Street quite a bit.
but also You're My Boy Blue is
Yeah.
also, and then
And Pine Street, they put frozen blueberries in
yeah,
when they
you
serve
put
it.
frozen blueberries in there.
Oh,
Nothing. I got nothing.
smells like blueberry.
It smells like a
Like a blueberry smoothie
muffin.
or something
No,
like
like
that.
a
Or like a
blueberry
muffin?
muffin.
The first sip in, I'm done. Oh,
Blueberry cereal.
Yes.
the little squares.
It's
No,
it's
circles.
it's blueberry cereal.
Oh,
You know, you had like
Oh,
Frankenberry.
taste just
like
the foam.
you had like
Taste
Frankenberry.
just the foam.
Like
Suck
you had-
the foam up.
Like you had Frankenberry and Count Chocula and all those. It's blueberry.
the foam's like a blueberry muffin, or like maybe blueberry
Suck it into your mouth like
toast or
like-
something like that.
like
Hit the tip of your tongue and
Phrasing.
oh, it's so good.
Phrasing.
nope. I stand by what I said. Suck it into
Brian?
your mouth.
That is absolutely effing fantastic.
Yeah, I found it at Publix yesterday.
Oh,
Publix.
that's good.
Publix.
Mike, just like
I told him.
Hit
I
the
told
tip
him
of your
phrasing.
tongue
like
told
make
him-
it foam up in your mouth.
I told him phrasing.
Suck it into your mouth.
About 10 seconds.
Suck in my foam.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that added.
That is good.
I don't know. The girls
That's
love
a
it.
delightful
Serena really likes it.
So, what I was gonna say.
Before telling me to suck in the
EVs.
phone.
They're stacking up on the lots.
If you're interested in an EV, if like that's the way you want to go, if you want to purchase one, now would be a great time.
Oh, they're laying cash on the table.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Have
they're
you guys
throwing-
talked about the Cybertruck recall yet, or no?
Yeah, we talked about it last time.
Okay.
Don't buy a Cybertruck.
with the
Yes.
the pedal.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the car washing.
Just making
The
sure.
Incel
And the
Camino.
car washing.
Yes,
You
the
can't-
Incel
you
Camino.
can't car wash it.
Oh no, yeah, that's see certain paint finishes. I had that happen yesterday actually.
No,
No,
this
no,
isn't.
no,
No, this
no,
isn't
no,
a paint
no,
finish
No,
issue.
it's not a paint problem.
This is.
No, it's a seal issue.
No.
Yeah, this is.
it
This
bricks the
is.
vehicle.
This is. It
Yeah.
rolls out of the car wash tunnel and goes red screen of death and shuts off.
Forever.
Yeah.
It goes into the forever box if you drive it through a car wash.
Yeah.
Oh,
What happens if it rains?
and speaking of car, speaking of
It rusts.
speaking
That was the drive-through car wash was.
and speaking of
Yeah.
EVs, when I was hunting for our Cars and Bids car today, I saw 2 different auctions for F-150 Lightnings, 4-wheel drive dual motors, and with very low miles on them, and both of them finished
starting to
out
see
and
them
sold
everywhere.
for around 40 to 41,000.
Yeah, I'm starting to see the Lightnings.
Those
like,
things
everywhere.
are like if you wanted to buy an F-150 Lightning, you can buy one for $10K under cost.
Oh
now.
yeah, like I said, they're all the EVs that are stacking up, and I forgot what the figure was, but Ford was losing something like 90 grand per vehicle sold or some shit like that.
Yeah, they're
it was
losing
a lot.
money on every one of them.
Close to EV. I got one that we had a customer today. No, yesterday. Sorry. Anyway,
And the customer stated.
we offer a matte paint on a few of our select EVs and plug-in hybrids.
They put wax on it.
A true matte paint.
No clear coat over it.
No, we've been taking it to Big Dan's since we owned it, and the paint is scottled completely.
No, this brings up a bigger thing. Like, speaking of Ford and Mach-E's and Lightnings and stuff like that, they're losing so much money per vehicle.
Tesla too.
So Ford had been in trouble for a few years,
I have to say.
and then they got a new guy, Alan Mulally, ex-Boeing guy,
Low price.
when Boeing was still Boeing.
Right.
So this guy
Yeah,
understood
Tesla's looking like 10K.
dealing with labor. This guy understood manufacturing. He wasn't a car guy, but he understood manufacturing business.
Right.
Manufacturing big ticket mechanical items and dealing with all the stuff that you have to deal with when he's doing that. So this is the guy they hired on prior to 2008. He immediately set about purging and getting rid of some of the luxury brands that the previous guy had bought up. The previous fellow, had all added to the lineup. And he mortgaged the actual Ford name and the logo
What?
to raise cash to get Ford out of financial trouble. So when 2008 hit,
Really? I
oh,
didn't know that.
yeah,
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
that's
no, okay,
I
no,
know the sum of the story, but I didn't
Okay.
know the details.
Oh no, okay,
That's-
no, this was a big thing. So,
It was really smart.
and to give you an idea, like I
Smart
said, of
idea,
who this
that's
guy
what I
was,
Intrigued.
when you're CEO of a car company, you do obviously get a car, and all the executives get cars. When they asked him, all right, what car do you want? Guess what he got? A Lexus. And he's like, if you guys are going to compete with the best, you should drive the best, so you know what you're competing with.
Yeah.
I mean, this was a guy that understood.
fair.
This is a guy that understood manufacturing. So, going up into 2008, he was doing all that and brought a lot of liquidity into Ford and turned Ford around. So when 2008 hit, he was the one guy when the Congress critters were up there having their dog and pony show, absolutely berating the CEOs of Chrysler and GM. Minimum Bob and the Rick Wagner and Bob Nardelli were the 2 guys at the time. Those guys were getting berated, and Alan Mulally was just like, hey, we all use the same vendors. I'm just up here because we got to, kind of support the vendors, but I don't need your help. And after totally berating these guys, on C-SPAN for weeks on end, then they finally came up and said, okay, hey, look, we're going to be giving you guys a bunch of money. Since we're giving you this money that belongs to the taxpayers, will you work for $1 a year until you get your ship righted? And of course, Minimum Bob and the Rick both had to say yeah, And Alan Mulally was like, nah, I'm good. And they tried to tell him what his salary was. He's like, yeah, I know, I'm good. Because Ford didn't do
Didn't
that.
need it, yeah.
Well,
Right.
fast forward to now. The guy, Nasser, or whatever the hell his guy's name is that's running Ford now. If you had a CEO
Excuse me.
whose big new product was losing money, massive amounts of money, on every single unit sold, how the hell is that guy still CEO?
Right.
And the joke back then was, you start seeing T-shirts popped up, and our club actually had T-shirts that were printed on this. On the back, it said, "Built without your tax dollars."
Well,
How the hell is Ford staying liquid, losing
yeah.
tens of thousands of dollars on every unit moved off the lot? And how is that guy still CEO? So there's a lot of crap that's going on to this.
yeah.
But no, this EV thing is not... It's not playing out the way they think it's going to play out.
So with the Tesla thing though, like in a broad range, did you happen to see Hoovie's recent video of him taking delivery of the Cybertruck?
Oh
That was
my
already
god.
arrested.
Oh
Well, I
my
didn't
god.
watch the
What
video.
a pile of
like,
shit that thing is.
Because
But
he took it
you
to the
watched the
wizard.
video, right?
Yes.
No, it's not even that. So the whole process, it was a dealership bigger than the one that Chris and I work at, with 99% of the cars in the lot being there for repairs that weren't available yet,
Yeah.
and 2 people delivering cars. That's it. 2 people in a complex as big, if not bigger, than Chris and I work at, with 2 people
Scheduling
And
deliveries of these
halfway
cars.
through friggin' Hoovie's like delivery, where they're like, because those cars, you don't just get in them and go.
Mm-hmm.
There's a process to everything. Halfway through learning said process, his, like, I guess you'd say salesperson, delivery person, whatever,
Delivery technician.
had to leave.
And had to pass him on to the other person. And he
Go
didn't.
ahead.
He did not get the full rundown on how to actually use the truck.
No.
But the thing is, Hoovie's experience is not uncommon. The gentleman that you met that I've driven all the weird vehicles, including his Tesla, he said the same thing. He's like, oh yeah, he's like, when I took delivery of the car, he's like, they didn't tell me shit. He's like, I had to go on the internet to learn
Well,
everything.
and do you remember that, like, the core thing that pulled away his sales or delivery technician or whatever?
Yeah.
So the other car that pulled him away was a customer taking delivery of brand new, I think, Y, because that's I
Yeah.
think it's like the SUV thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Either the X or the Y.
The paint didn't match, and it looked like the car had been hit, and they fixed it before delivering it. And Hoovie literally takes his cell phone and takes video of the delivery technician trying to buff the freaking paint
Yeah.
to make the customer happy.
Yeah.
In the big warehouse where there's only one other person sitting at a desk, and that's it.
Yeah. Oh, and also, by the way, did you hear that Tesla is now under SEC or somebody fraud investigation for
It
all
is
of their
SEC,
claims
yes.
on autopilot and FSD?
Yeah.
Like, but that's the thing. It's like, okay, well, it took you guys long enough. In the words of Detective John McClane, welcome to the party, pal.
Well, and I kind of like the way Hoovie put it. Like, it's stupid for the money, but if you drive the Cybertruck with blinders, it's a great truck.
Yeah.
You just have to have the I love Elon Musk blinders on. If you do that, it's a great vehicle.
He said core elements are great. Everything
Tesla,
it's almost like a Volkswagen from the 2000s.
Tesla as a
Like-
whole car company, as long as you throw those blinders up, they're great cars.
Yeah.
But if you take the blinders off, the facade is
It's poo-poo.
the facade
Everything's
is
poo-poo.
it's
gone.
a subterfuge.
It's
it
like
it
what are they?
disappears.
What are they? It's a mirage in the friggin' desert. That's
So-
what
Okay,
so
okay.
Rod- Rod-
Basically, the Muscovites, as I could call them, now
That's a good
are
term.
kind of
I
like
like that.
they're
Muscovites.
kind of like the early Prius adopters,
Oh.
and the early Prius
Really,
adopters. Like I said, there's a lot of people that drive Priuses now that they just want an economical car, and the Prius is exactly that.
And I gotta say, the new ones look actually really good.
Oh yeah,
Well,
like I
it's
said,
just-
when the
All
actual-
right, fastest Prius
Before you
ever
go
made.
any farther,
No,
before
I
you go
got-
any farther,
I-
I'm sorry, I have to break in. Before we make that analogy, I have to at least state that the Prius was not technologically or mechanically a terrible car.
No. But what I'm saying is the reason that you talk about the Elon blinders is that the early adopters of the Prius, they weren't car people.
Right.
There were tech people.
And some of them were tech people, but a lot of them were environmentalists, but they were like hardcore militant environmentalists, or they were the people that wanted the latest factory accessory, and they were the ones that went around with their heads stuck, with their noses stuck up in the air, unless they were busy navel gazing and sniffing their own farts.
But it was a much better product.
Oh, no. The Prius, unlike the Tesla, the Prius was ready for prime time. I mean,
There was a
same
South
with the Insight.
There was
The
a South,
Insight.
there was
Same
a
with the
South Park
Insight.
episode about
yeah,
it. So.
like I said, it was a South Park episode.
That's
So,
when you
yeah.
know you hit it big.
But yeah, pretty much.
That's
If
when
you got
know
ripped
hit it
on
big.
South Park, you made it. It's like, and if you got parodied by Weird Al, you made it.
Yeah.
Made it.
But so now, like I said, but now there's a lot of the, like there's that one meme of Apu in the convenience store and a robber and someone jumping in between them, and it's basically Elon Musk, facts, weird Tesla fans.
Uh-huh.
What did it for me with the Prius though, like for the memes, I guess you'd say. You ever seen the show Weeds?
I only watched a couple
Yes.
episodes of that one.
Okay,
That
so
was the zombie real estate type.
No.
No,
So-
they were pot growers.
yeah.
Oh.
So
Well, I think of
there's
Santa Monica.
this gangster guy, and he's got a Prius. And there's this upscale lady who is becoming a dealer of things, and she asks him, why would a gangster drive a Prius? And he said, it's simple. He said, when I sneak up on people, you hear, pop, pop, pop!
It's
Stealthy.
quiet. I can sneak up on
You can
fools.
sneak up on
Pop,
fools.
pop, pop.
So, one thing before we go any further, I have to say, Alan, if you're watching, you'll be very proud of us. I think I've only counted 3 swear words, so you can play this in your shop.
I was
Yay.
trying to do really good.
Oh, I'm sorry. I dropped an F-bomb.
No, it's
I was
okay.
try- I was trying to
We've
do
only done
friggins
like
and
3.
flippins.
We've only done like 3. Normally we're at 300.
Hey.
So,
We're doing good.
Alan,
So
this
wait a
one's
minute.
for you, bud.
Oh, okay, so we need clarification. Is this just on the F-bomb, or can we say
Yeah,
the
well-
other 7 dirty
well,
words?
it's
It's honestly big emphasis for at least like YouTube is F and S.
yeah, but it's one of those Alan normally plays us in like the background of his shop.
Oh.
And well, it's
Yeah.
TSC Autos
Yeah.
over there. Also on Fridays he's doing Friday conversations, coffee and conversations
Coffee and
from 8 to
conversations.
noon. He's gonna
Sounds
have just a pot of coffee brewing, and it's one of those just if anybody's in the area, just pull up. You have a cup of coffee and you have a conversation. and all
Where's
that.
this at?
In Orlando at TSC Auto.
I mean, coffee,
Yeah.
conversation.
Yeah.
That
He's
sounds like a good
Chris,
time for
Chris
me.
is like, you're asking me for what I want.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
You're
and
offering
also-
me things that are
also
relevant
Alan-
to my
This is
interest.
why I don't have a TV in
Also,
my
Alan
shop. I'd
has,
never get anything done.
Alan
Truth,
has
buddy,
cancer,
truth.
so woohoo.
Hey!
So-
That's the
That's a
one
big
like
win.
What?
demarking
Big win.
line.
Alan
For me,
beat
he
his
beat
cancer.
cancer.
He beat his cancer.
Awesome.
Hell
It's
yeah.
an awesome win.
So,
But that's the one demarking line between the Prius enthusiasts and the Tesla enthusiasts, is that the Prius is actually a good car.
Yeah, the Prius does. And the Prius was right out of the gate. The Prius was ready for prime time. It was
I mean,
ready.
it was ugly, but it was a
Yeah,
good
but it-
car.
but it-
like it functioned.
And I mean
how
it's
it
a
was-
good car in the sense of you can go buy an old, like, first-gen Prius,
even with a bad battery.
Yeah,
put that
but
new
the-
battery in it for $2,500,
The
and
Insight-
you have a solid, mechanically sound
Well,
car
and-
that
but
does
even-
400,000
even-
miles.
and even if you don't put the
Insight
battery-
supersedes that, though, in my opinion.
Right. The
But even-
Insight won't
honestly-
even do that.
But
Yeah.
even if you don't put a new battery in it and just run it as a gas car, it'll still run for a long ass time and
Right.
still get good fuel
But
mileage.
it's also one of those. But like you said, $2,500 for a new battery. How much is it for a freaking Tesla battery?
25,000.
Exactly.
25, I was
And
gonna
it's
say
one of
that.
those like.
well,
you
not
know
only
what?
that, the
But you
interior
do-
quality, the fit and
well,
finish of the panels,
But you
of
do
the
that.
vehicle.
You do that battery, and you know what? That battery's gonna last what another 200,000
Or-
miles.
Right.
That
or-
engine is a Toyota engine. It's going to go at least
Or-
500, 600,000 miles if you take care of it.
Or you do like my current favorite car YouTuber, and you take a Honda Insight and put a Kubota 3-cylinder diesel in it, still get 70 miles to the gallon, with a supercharger pushing 10 pounds of boost.
Acceleration eventually.
Right.
Almost faster than a stock Insight. 'Cause-
Like I said, eventually.
Well, he ended up getting an Insight donated to him that had a problem, and he fixed the hybrid.
And I
and
know,
he's
I know
done
exactly who you're
comparisons.
talking about, but it's one of those. What you just said, I just instantly thought about Soviet Russia.
Cuba.
What?
Yeah,
What a Honda Insight rolling pull. It's funny to watch.
No, just a 3-cylinder diesel thrown into
It-
a car.
that's-
Hey, it's going.
We
Cool.
made a
It's-
car again.
It's so
Yeah.
funny. He does some acceleration videos, and you look from outside. It's a Honda Insight that rolls coal.
Yes, I got a lot of questions, but a lot of answers too.
0 to 60 is currently 25 seconds.
Hey.
Slower than a Beetle.
Hey,
Not bad.
8 pounds of boost with the Amazon supercharger and intercooler and the
Next
3.
day shipping.
No,
It doesn't qualify for Prime.
no.
I reject it then.
It does not.
If a drone can't
He-
drop it in
he-
my backyard in 5 hours,
He
I'm
even
not
mentioned
buying
that.
it.
He said none of these are Prime items. He's like, just to let
I
you
want to
know.
order a supercharger. It get delivered by drone in my backyard. I need it now.
Oh yeah, and also
And-
also speaking of Cybertruck stuff, so you saw the videos of the front chopping vegetables in half.
Yeah.
So one guy decided to test that out after the software update to make the front close a little bit smaller. So he stuck his finger in there and broke his finger.
Oh, and he's the same one that.
No, it was a different
his,
guy. This was
leg?
this. Then this guy decided, okay, well let's test the lower extremity. So he started doing like smaller and smaller sections of his leg until he bruised the shit out of his big toe. But then there was another guy who was either getting out of or getting into his Cybertruck, and the
Slight,
bottom
like,
corner of the door
Literally
filleted his leg open.
Like,
Holy
like,
shit.
Like,
Well,
it's
not like a little, like full
Like
on.
bad.
Needed to go to the hospital
the,
and
the
needed
Teslas are
needed
sharp,
stuff.
unfinished corners.
And
Yeah,
but
like,
that
more
actually,
warning.
but I think there's actually a recall on it because of
No,
that.
there's actually a
Hey,
warning.
yeah,
When you bury
because
yourself
of-
into the touchscreen in the owner's manual, there's actually a warning about the sharp corners and that they could injure you.
But hey,
There's a section in the manual of how to open and close the doors to avoid
you
injury.
paid an extra $20K for the Foundation series, so you get an extra $20,000 stitches.
Yes.
Imagine spending $100,000 to have a vehicle that looks like your renders haven't
Like,
loaded
that
yet.
haven't loaded. Dude,
No,
like,
no,
And
no, no.
you
then
should
it
wa-
slices
no,
your
you
You
leg
should
should
watch
apart.
the Hoovie video.
Hold on,
He's
hold
like
on,
regretting
hold on.
every
No,
decision.
hold on.
Before I forget it, where your truck looks like PS1 Laura Croft
titties.
Tomb Raider titties.
Right.
Right?
Yeah,
Imagine, okay, hold on. Imagine being the engineer who was tasked with sorting this stuff out.
Yeah, and,
And you-
and second grade is horrible.
I was-
no, no, no.
I was about to
No, no,
say,
no, no, no.
like,
No.
Yeah,
You're the
Jules did
engineer.
great.
You're the engineer that's tasked with sorting all this stuff out. You sort it out, and then your fully sorted out design is hacked away to meet the styling requirements
Of a second grader.
of a second grader.
That
Well-
truck
well, yeah.
is literally
And-
what I
and-
drew in
and-
second
Ima-
grade.
Yeah,
Because
now,
Elon-
like I
it's
said,
because
imagine
Elon
you're
Musk
the
was
engineer who came
tripping
up with
like
that,
Cyberpunk.
and the finished product is so different from what you came up with that it requires a warning label to keep the end users from hurting themselves. That your design was hacked up to the point where it needed a warning label to keep the
Alright,
end users from
but-
hurting
I was gonna
themselves.
say, Chris is
Hold on,
burning
hold on,
right
hold on,
now.
hold on, hold on.
Come on.
You're still an engineer, and I hate you.
Oh, that's because
You deserve everything that is happening. to
engineers
you.
don't. Engineers are fine. Engineers don't want to hurt the customers. It's you guys they hate.
Exactly.
So
No,
this guy. So
they
this
don't
guy
even
didn't
think about that.
So
I gotta
this
say,
guy's
this is actually a
design
good
didn't end
episode,
up
guys.
screwing over you guys. This guy's designing.
I'm
a
sure that it screws over
Energy.
technicians too. I'm sure that thing is absolutely awful to work on.
Oh, it's got to be.
Oh, the car
No,
was there,
the-
took Hoovies
Yeah,
apart.
but no, there's another guy, Autopian. They've had the different articles of Cybertruck went to
Yes, and Monroe and Associates.
yeah, and they have gone and slowly taking it apart, and it's all there, and they're like, what? Okay, we're taking this apart. What?
But this
Here's the what?
Now,
What?
this engineering firm,
What?
Monroe Associates, this engineering firm, this is what they do. They get new vehicles
And take it all apart.
and they fully disassemble them to see
Right.
how they go together. And so, and
Hey, you know those big books that we used to buy all the time? Yeah, those guys.
Yeah.
yeah, they're the guys that essentially take shit apart so they can write like Haynes and Chilton's manuals for them.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the first one to get rear-ended like the Rivian.
No, but I can know.
That
I
Rivian
kn-
ended up getting repaired with a paintless dent guy.
I know that
A
Haynes.
paintless dent guy ended up.
For-
It took him.
For how much money?
I think it was like
$14,000 or $16,000.
it was a third of the price of like whatever going through a regular body shop process. The insurance paid it. They were happy to pay it because it was so much less.
Oh God.
But this was the first one of these this guy had done. But he was able to fix that truck using paintless dent removal, and yes, it was very expensive, and it took him a couple of weeks to fully get everything out. What? You wouldn't do that with a Tesla. You would not do that with a Cybertruck.
But it's one of those. I can see the Haynes manual for a Tesla truck. It's one page. You open it up. It says throw it away.
It says no. It
Not
just says
today, fucker.
Not
don't.
today.
It just says don't.
And you close
You
it up.
open the book. It says don't.
No.
And you close it.
It says you have purchased
Alright,
a Cybertruck. Use the truck to drive the batteries back to the ocean where they belong.
Correct.
super
Hey, I like that.
Super side note. Maybe
Our
possibly.
whole show is side notes.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Relating to what went by, did you guys see the guy who stole the hurricane or whatever? Hurricane.
113 miles an hour and totaled it.
So the cops pull him over, and it has like a dealer vanity plate. Like it says like X exotic cars,
Prestige exotic, some
Something
shit
like
like
that.
that.
Prestige worldwide.
and they go up and they're like, "Sir, step out. This car is stolen." He goes, "No, I rented it." And they're like, "No, you didn't. I rented it." He keeps saying it, then he takes off.
Took it for a test drive. Let me guess.
The guy makes it maybe football field length.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, today's owner's manual says don't drink the battery acid.
Right?
For
yeah.
every warning label exists because some dumbass did that.
But yeah, guy maybe made it like 100 yards. And then,
8th mile, I think. It might. I think.
Oh, that's a cop.
oh,
Oh. You're
they're
doing
going to
something.
whatever.
Oh, he's going. I thought you were getting pulled over. I was like, yeah, we're getting pulled over, but no, that's
that guy's asshole just tightened
Oh
up.
yeah.
Like, really tight. But yeah,
Hold on.
That guy's about to shoot it. That guy's seat has a pyramid in it right now.
Yep. Some
But
food
yeah,
came
so
out.
guy stole car, ran, like Brian said, and encountered a tree in the median.
You're not supposed to hit those.
That's why they're in the median.
Yeah.
Sir, you can't park there.
The Lamborghini totaled.
So it turned into a Lamber and a Heaney over there.
How do you do that? You're so right. So what did the driver do? Did he do that too?
I think the driver survived.
No.
Oh yeah, that's right. He did. He ended up
He
DRT.
did the same thing.
Yeah, he DRT'd.
Yeah.
He assumed room temperature.
He was Rob over here and Ert over here.
All that. Because he did.
That's too much money.
Well, I
You're
gotta say,
probably
guys,
right, but
this episode has been actually a really good episode.
depending on what's under the
I
hood, though.
think it is too.
It's been
It's
a dang
still
good
too much
episode.
money.
God damn, that beer's good.
Well, before we
Yeah,
go,
I think it's been hilarious to watch. So the government is giving you $7,000 to buy an EV,
Chris went on the
and
government.
now the dealership is giving you $10,000 to
Yeah.
buy an EV.
He assumed room temperature. That's great.
At some
Honestly,
point-
here's the thing. I cannot take credit for assuming room temperature line. That is actually a line from Neil Borch, the Talkmaster, when he was on radio.
At some point, we're gonna get to the point with EVs before they go away forever, because they'll go away forever at this point.
They've gone away once before, along with steam.
They'll give them away for free.
Might be the time, right? Hey, you know how Alright, as old as 2019. Tesla S's dual motor performance packages with less than 100,000 miles. I've been finding some for $10,000.
Yeah.
But
But
Now like I said,
It makes me giggle.
there are places though like Electrified Garage that they've figured out how to pull those batteries out,
Yeah, 'cause
actually
they're a
pull
bunch
them
of
apart, and
freaking
actually
lithium vape batteries.
yeah, but they've
stacked
actually
together.
like I said they've they've understood how to take those things apart and how to actually repair.
Rich
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 rebuilds.
Rich rebuilds in too.
Yeah, but Rich rebuilds also LS swap to Tesla, so
Well, as should be done. But yeah.
I love watching Rich rebuilds because he was doing stuff with Teslas before anybody.
and
Did
he
you
was
see
doing
that
he was
Ford
doing
Festiva he got.
he was doing other weird electric stuff too. Like I saw one where he had like a fiberglass body little Ford hot rod that he pulled the small 4-cylinder engine that was in it and just bolted the electric motor to the transmission.
What
Threw
was-
some batteries in it just for
what-
shits and giggles. And you know what? That little thing looks fun as shit.
Well, his whole thing started with he bought a flooded Tesla
Yeah.
and then bought a wrecked Tesla and wanted to put them together to make a running driving car.
And then Tesla said, "How about?"
And he went to Tesla to buy lug nut covers.
Yeah, and they
Yeah,
said
And they
no.
went, no.
No.
And he went, what do you mean, no? I want to buy these parts for my car.
They
No,
went-
bring
they
your
went-
car
they,
in.
They went full Ferrari.
Bring your car in and we'll install them for you. He said, no, I can install them. They're lug nut covers. And they said, no. You're not allowed to install them. That's not your car. That's our car. And we have to install them because you'll install them wrong. And that was the point where I realized Tesla's fucked up.
Well, no. His sad thing about that is
Sorry,
it's not
that was
just.
number
It,
4.
No.
sad thing is though, that's not just a Tesla thing, because that's like I said, all of the cars like BMW trying to lock Apple CarPlay behind a paywall, heated seats
Right.
behind a paywall, all of the software that's running all the modules in your car. That's all of those. You'll own nothing and you'll like it. Kind of
Right.
deal.
Yeah. So Cars and Bids car.
Yep.
Oh, I got one.
The Cars and Bids car is prices right. Main
And here we
Move away
go.
from Brian.
All right.
Hey, we finally oh, fuck you,
Mustang.
Too
Brian.
soon?
Fuck you, Brian.
Is it too soon?
Yes.
It's a Cobra.
Yes, it is.
So what
Is
I
it a
have,
white Cobra?
so what I have here is a 1998 Mustang SVT Cobra Coupe, 5-speed manual, bright Atlantic blue,
That blue was only available in 1998. It's
Hey,
one of the
fun
ra-
fact of the day.
75,200 miles, and this thing is
all stock.
very clean and very close to all stock.
Fun fact of the day, in our local county here, if you haven't heard of the company, it's been around forever, Buddy's Tractor Service. You ever seen that company or anything?
No.
He had one.
Buddy's dad, Buddy
one.
Sr., still has it.
Oh, he still does?
Still does.
The only modification on this car is tinted windows.
Buddy's dad's car has 19,000 miles on it, and it's Cobra this color and everything.
The attached Carfax history report indicates that this SVT Cobra was involved in a rear-end collision with another vehicle and sustained minor damage to the front and rear October 2002. The vehicle was reportedly.
That was early enough. That was
gotta
early
bump
Oh yeah,
enough,
like I
so-
said, this I'm gonna go with the Ed Bolian
The
thing on this one.
longer it's been since an incident, the better it is.
Yeah, the less it matters.
Right.
Well, it's like that. It's like that Terminator that was for sale down in at Brooksville Ford.
Yeah.
It was cheaper because it got into it was hitting a parking lot in the rear end, but it was literally 3 months after brand new.
Yeah.
So
How many miles did you say?
72,
72?
Hang on.
which is not bad.
75,200. Some rock chips on the hood and front bumper.
Yeah.
Probably less than my car has on it. Scratches on the wheels. Probably less than my car
And
has
all
on it.
SN cars, the
Creases
leather
in
is
the
that.
seats and the
Yeah.
wire. That's about as good a condition as our 98 was.
Yeah.
And
But the thing is, the
One of-
Cobras had better quality leather too,
not by much.
but better.
But I mean, no, a Cobra, Mustang GT, whatever, any factory leather seat for those cars of that age to look that good now is amazing. Driver's seat up-down adjustment does not work, and there's wear on the shifter and radio knobs.
Oh, yeah, I know.
It has 2 keys, owner's manuals, floor mats, toolkit, and a spare tire.
BFG Sport Comp 2ASs.
And there's videos of the car running and driving and all that kind of stuff.
I'm really putting like. Oh, Mike.
Mike from old school says 10-2.
That's a good.
13-5.
That's a good price, Mike. Like seriously, that's a. Because I've been bouncing around between 9 and 12.
13-5.
$11.
8.
9.6.
12.7.
Fair.
Well, Mike won in the thing, but yeah.
Fair.
Yep, $12,700.
That's a good buy. I say that is a good buy.
There's been some good buys on cars and bids recently. When I was looking
Yeah.
for this, I found a 996.1, an early build 996.1 in the dark blue with the peanut butter interior.
Blue one?
That thing went for like 16 grand.
16.
16 like 16.7 or something
No,
like
when I
that.
saw that sell, I was like, I wish I could have sold my car and put money towards that or something. That was an excellent deal.
Yeah, but no,
And
this is a really good buy because it's one of those. This is the last year of a full Texas block.
Someone slid in and out of that.
Yeah.
That was 98 was the last year of the Texas
Yeah,
block.
so this is your last year of that motor right there, bone stock.
Mike said, woohoo!
You put whatever power outers you want. You can get up to 1,300 horsepower before anything happens to the bottom end of
Well,
that motor.
Yeah,
Congratulations, Mike.
that engine right there is good for $1,000 on 93 pump fuel
Oh yeah.
without
Seriously,
breaking.
you bone stock exactly how it is. You throw the biggest turbo you can, put a mega squirt on there. Yeah, you'll make it. You
Yeah.
will make it, and that motor will not completely stock. We'll just go. Okay.
1,000
Yeah.
horsepower. I'm cool with
Yeah,
that.
12 or 1,300 on ethanol, and on pump gas you can make 1,000 on one of those.
Those 96 and 98s were so over engineered it wasn't even.
Well, the
funny.
Texas block goes back to 93.
Well, yeah, but I'm talking about the 96 and 98 Cobras. Like
Yeah.
they were so fucking over engineered. They were more engineered than the actual 03, 04 Cobras. And that.
Right.
Yeah, the Terminators use the iron block.
Well, because of the amount of they couldn't figure out with the boost and all that stuff. They had to go to an iron block for it. But
And,
yeah,
and on that note,
And on that note,
you put a Terminator supercharger on there, and boom, you can beat a Terminator.
that's the note right there.
For half the
and
price.
on that bombshell,
If you really wanted to get busy down a track, then you could 4R70 swap one of those things, throw a Holly EFI on it.
He's not lying.
Yeah.
A lot of nitrous.
You can throw Giggle Juice at it. You can throw Boost at it.
That'd be fun. Anyway, have a good night, everybody.
Have a good night, guys, and
Thanks
We'll
for
see you in a
watching.
few weeks.
We'll see you in a couple of weeks with different beers. And
Yeah, so next week we're on vacation, which is fine. But next episode will be the night before we do
roadkill
what we
shenanigans.
gotta do. So you know what? I think next episode has to be our what are we going to do?
explain the plan that will fall apart as soon as we get to your
Yes.
cousin's house.
Right.
Yes.
So we'll take care of that and let it unfold and fall apart on stream.
Yeah.
Have
Later,
a
guys.
good night, everybody.